Hey guys, it's Megan from LittleTennesseeHome.com, and today I want to share with you the true value of a homemaker and how you can overcome the illusion of homemaking perfection. I'm so glad that you joined me today. Being a homemaker is truly an invaluable job, and while many people may not see it as a profession, it is the job that never ends, but one of the most rewarding jobs that you can have. Today, I started out by getting some different breads baked in the oven, some cinnamon rolls, Hawaiian rolls, and a loaf of bread. I made these using potato flake sourdough starter, and if you never heard of that before, it's a little bit different than a traditional starter because it is made of just water, sugar, and potato flakes, and that has a natural yeast that will rise your bread. But if you are interested in some recipes using a potato flake starter, you can head on over to my blog at littletennesseehome.com to find some recipes and how you could make your own potato flake starter if you wanted to. You know, bread making seems like a very typical homemaker task, but it is not a requirement for homemaking. And if you don't make your own bread, that's okay. That doesn't make you any less of an amazing homemaker. I feel like sourdough and bread making is all the rage, but it is not what makes a good homemaker. You know, homemaking can be displayed as a very glamorous job, and whenever we compare ourselves to others, and I say we because I definitely struggle with the comparison game, but when so much of what we see is through the lens of videos where you can leave out anything that doesn't seem appealing, that is where we've got the comparison problem, because we don't see the true chaos behind the camera. As a filmmaking person speaking, there's much that you don't see that goes on in my day. You're seeing a 30-minute, 25-minute, whatever snippet of different things that I've chosen that you can see. Don't misunderstand me though. Homemaking is beautiful. It is such a beautiful thing, but it's not necessarily beautiful in the way that people perceive it to be. Many times, homemaking is shown as a beautiful arrangement of flowers set out on the table, or the perfect fresh loaf of bread coming out of the oven, or a wrinkle-free bed with all of the laundry put away. And while I do love to have all of these things, a beautiful, neat, tidy home, the fact of the matter is that in this season, with a pretty much 5, 3, and 1-year-old, a perfectly clean and arranged home is not going to happen. Like one day, I'm going to have a clean bathroom while the living room is a disaster. And the next day, the bedroom will be clean, but don't look at the kitchen because I couldn't clean that and keep the bedroom clean at the same time. It's just near impossible to have it all exactly the way that you want it to be. And you know what? I have come to the realization that it's not going to be perfect. And I've also come to the realization that that's okay. I don't have to have the picture perfect, Pinterest perfect home. Taking care of a home is part of your job as someone who lives there. While one part of the home may look beautiful, another part may look like a complete disaster. And for the longest time, it was easy for me to let myself get a distorted view of what I thought my life should look like as a homemaker based off of what I saw in videos and on social media. And I'm just here to remind you that if you are a homemaker, that everything does not have to be perfect. You know, videos and media in general just cause us to set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, not just in homemaking. There's just so many aspects that it gives us unrealistic expectations of. But we need to allow ourselves to live and enjoy living in our home with the people that we live in it with, and not constantly worrying about a small mess that will have to be cleaned up later. We just need to be able to enjoy the moments, like these cinnamon rolls, the joy that it brought my boys to have cinnamon rolls this morning. They were so excited, and just have to, you know what, the sticky table is okay, and the sugar high that they get from a little bit of extra sugar in the morning, that's okay too. We don't eat cinnamon rolls every day, so it's kind of a treat. You know, on the other hand, you don't want to just let it all go or become so complacent in the mess that you don't model how to properly manage a home, especially to children. And I think it's all about balance. Just like most everything in life, it's about balance. I'm getting our lunch ready. I used the Hawaiian rolls that I baked this morning to make us some ham and cheese sliders. We had a little bit of ham left over from Thanksgiving, and so we ended up using that to make these sandwiches, and they were so good. I actually figured out that I prefer making my ham sandwiches a little bit different than the typical poppy seed on the top. I just layer it with as much ham as I can after I've spread the bottom layer with just like a light coat of mayo, and then, you know, put the ham on, put the Swiss cheese on. I don't hold back. I make sure that I load it up so that it is really tasty. And then for the topping, instead of doing the poppy seeds, I just leave that out. I use like Dijon mustard, the Worcestershire sauce, butter, a little bit of onion powder. I actually used to use like the chopped onion, and now I just use the onion powder because I feel like it just tastes better. It's not so chunky and spread out over the bread. I wanted to just say I am still what I would consider young, especially in my homemaking years, and I don't have it all figured out, but I have learned that being a homemaker is one of the most valuable jobs that you can have. A homemaker is the keeper of the home, the place that everyone finds refuge, the place that everyone is ready to come to after a long day. It's a responsibility to have things managed in a way that is inviting and comforting. And sometimes that is an extremely hard thing to do whenever you are constantly cleaning up messes. But involving children in the process of keeping up on different chores in the home can not only be helpful, but also teaches them valuable skills that they will need one day. Now, it sounds good in theory, right? And in the beginning, having children help isn't the most helpful thing. Sometimes it's just easier to do the job yourself because, I mean, let's face it, children can take such a long time to get stuff done. But for one, it will pay off to your benefit to teach them early on because they will become more helpful, more capable to be able to help around the home. And number two, without helping teach them how to do things around the home and teaching them how to do things early on, you are doing them a disservice by not allowing them to help and to learn about homemaking tasks. And I'm not saying that kids need to help with every single task that needs to get done in the home, because then nothing would ever get done. But finding tasks that children can complete after having just a bit of guidance is a great way to get them started helping with chores and also build their confidence. Right now, I am working on getting next month's calendar made for our morning calendar time. I ended up just making my own because I couldn't find a product out there that had exactly what I wanted. Also, I'm kind of cheap, and if I can do it myself, I probably am going to try to do it myself first. We have a calendar time each morning whenever we sit down to start school. It's fairly simple, but it just has a few tasks in it that I want him to do every single day. So he will trace the date for the day, add another number to the hundreds chart for how many days we've done school, add dots in the 10 frame, add tally marks for how many days we've done school, fill in a weather graph, practice writing his name. Those are just some of the tasks that I feel like that he should do every day to get practice. But since I am making this myself, I decided to let the kids design the cover of their calendar notebook, and so they got to pick out what they wanted to go on the front. My oldest picked out different like vehicles, transportation items, and my youngest picked out some different zoo animals. So I just printed that out on cardstock, and I used my handy dandy little hole punch gadget that my sister-in-law taught me about. She also homeschools her kids, and she does such a great job, and I always love learning about stuff from her. And she taught me about this Proclick binding machine. So you run your paper through it. It's really easy to use, and the little binding combs that come with it click together, and so you can open them, add new pages without having to take all of the pages off. You can easily reuse the binding if you want to be done with a book. You don't need the pages anymore. You can either clip them together and save them if you want to hold on to them, or throw them away and then just reuse the binding. So I was really excited whenever she taught me about this. I can link what it's called exactly in the description box below, but it is a super handy tool that I use very often, especially for our homeschool books and things like that. I really love that I can buy a digital product and then print it at home myself and bind it, and it is still a book as if I bought the actual product myself. So I'm really excited today because we got a lot of packages in the mail. Isn't it so exciting to get mail? Any kind of mail. Even, well, junk mail, maybe not so much. Bills, definitely not exciting. But packages are always an exciting thing to find. This is after Black Friday. I bought a few things, and I also bought some things off Temu. I bought some pants from Kohl's for my husband. Ended up they were the wrong kind, so we had to return those, and I had to buy the correct ones. As you can see right now, I am opening a package that I got from Temu. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's an app where you can buy stuff really cheap. And the boy's birthday is coming up, so I bought a bunch of the little goodie bag fillers that I thought kids would like. I just found a few cute little fidgety toys, some stickers that go along with the theme of their birthday party, and just stuff I thought kids would enjoy. And I also grabbed a few different things for Christmas gifts. This is a little, I don't even know what you would call this, a little grabber. My husband has one that he uses whenever he's doing stuff on the car or working on anything. If he drops something in a place that's hard to reach, he can use that to pick it up. So I thought that would be a nice gift to get some of the men in the family. So if you are watching this and you are a guy in my family, you may or may not get one. So spoiler alert. Anyway, I got this little cord to charge the iPad. Ours that came with the iPad I thought had broken, but whenever I was plugging all this in, I figured out that it actually was still working. I don't know what happened, how I missed the fact that it was working. We have an extra charger now. I also bought a bunch of those magic erasers. They are like obviously an off-brand since I got them from Temu, but they work pretty well. And honestly, I really just need them to work for like one time, because once I've used them, I'm kind of on the fence about whether I should use them again, because I can't quite remember what I cleaned it with last, and so I don't know if I want to use it on the current thing I'm trying to clean. So I really would just rather them be kind of a one and done type situation. Sometimes I'll cut them in half if I have just a really small job that I need to use them for, and that way the whole sponge doesn't get dirty. But those magic erasers are truly what they say. They work like magic for so many different cleaning tasks in the home. So here is my oldest helping me in the bathroom. Having children or kids help with chores will also help them. Not only help them learn how to do the jobs, but it will help them to feel like they are needed, that they play an important role in the function of the home, that they have important jobs that need to be done. The feeling of being a part of a team, like being on a sports team where all positions play a key role in the success of the team. All members of the home play an important role in the success of the home. You know, if a person on a team isn't there, the team is not going to function as well as if he were there. And very similarly in the home, if there is one person who is unable to do the jobs that everybody's used to them doing, it's going to take a toll on the other people that are having to pick up the slack. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't pick up the slack, because there are definitely going to be times when one person has to do another person's job. Somebody is sick, somebody is busy doing something else. They are helping someone else do something outside of the home, and so they aren't able to do some of the jobs that they need to do at the house. Since I had a lot of success using this stuff in my toilet to get rid of the stuff that was stuck in there, I was thinking that I might have success removing some of these rust spots in our guest bathtub. It really bothers me that there are rust stains in the bathtub because it makes it look dirty. No matter how much I clean it, I feel like whoever is using this bathtub is like, ew, that's nasty. Does she not clean her bathtub? That's how I feel like they are thinking about it. I'm sure they aren't, but you know, I overthink things sometimes. Anyway, I tried using the barkeeper's friend on the rust spots, and it made them a little bit less pronounced, but honestly, they didn't fade a whole lot. So I just am going to clean the bathtub like I normally would, rinse everything off so that it'll be ready for whoever is going to use it next. My boys take a lot of showers in our stand-up tile shower, so we honestly don't use the bathtub that often. Sometimes they will play in the bathtub, especially now that it's winter and they want to be outside, but some days are just too cold. The bathtub is a great place for them to go and play and do something different that is not causing a huge mess. When my oldest son, who is now almost 5, when he was just under 2 years old, he was helping by feeding the dog. That's it. He would scoop the food and put it in the bowl. That's all he did. And eventually he began folding kitchen rags. And the older he has gotten, the more capable he has become to do more and learn more. Put up the silverware, fold his clothes. He can help vacuum. Now, granted, he's not going to do a perfect job, but this is the point, is just teaching them how to do things in the home. This bathroom needed a really good deep clean, and I know that we're going to be having some family coming into town soon, which I'm really excited about, and so I wanted to make sure that this bathroom had been thoroughly cleaned before they got here. I'll do another quick clean right before they come over, but I know that this deep clean will make sure that it is up to par before they arrive. I wanted to clean off these shelves because I knew that they had been collecting a lot of dust, and whenever my husband put these shelves up for me, I knew that that was probably going to be a problem. I am not a duster. I don't move things in dust on a weekly basis like I probably should. One of the things is I'm so short. I typically don't even see that there's dust on stuff because I'm too short to see it. I have to get on a stool and I will get up there and notice, yikes, that's pretty gross. Why hasn't my husband told me how bad these are? But I kind of appreciate that he doesn't point out all of the things that I should clean because there's many of those. Anyway, it's kind of funny. There's a little camel toy and I just think that it was fun, so I'm just going to put it back and leave it there. So whoever is using the bathroom, they might notice this tiny little camel and it'll bring them some joy. I have this interesting vanity that was in this home whenever we bought it. There actually was a identical style vanity in our master bathroom, which I really did not like this vanity. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful piece, but it just doesn't function well, in my opinion, or for the way that I like to store things. The baskets under here are cute, but I really love things to be out of sight. I want all things behind a closed door, and having these baskets, even though they're cute, I can make it look nice. It still feels kind of cluttered because it's not completely hidden behind a closed door. So eventually we would like to replace this vanity and have more drawers and more usable storage space for all 3 kids, because they will be sharing this bathroom as they get older. We replaced the one in our bathroom with a used vanity that I should say my husband sanded it all and painted. I think I did help paint on that. I can't remember. Anyway, painted it, installed it, got new faucets for it. It had a beautiful countertop. If you want to see what my bathroom looks like, I have another couple of videos that I show my bathroom, a good deep clean of it. So I will link that in the description below too if you want to check that out. I'll also talk about these little toilet stamps that I really love to use in all of my toilets because I feel like it just keeps them fresh longer. Here is another reason that I don't like this vanity, because there is space underneath where dust collects on the floor, things get kicked under there, and I don't like having to clean under there. I don't clean it very often, and my mop doesn't reach under there, so I have to get down on my hands and knees and scrub it with a rag or Clorox wipe or something. But for the rest of the bathroom, I am going to clean with my favorite Tineco mop. They do not sponsor this video, so this is just me purely advertising for them for free. I really love it though, because it just saves me so much time. I don't have to sweep and mop. I don't have 2 different things to have to get out. Just have one quick swipe through. It sucks up all the nasty dirt and mops at the same time. It's one of my favorite floor cleaning tools. I always like at the end to start a diffuser or light a candle in the bathroom when I am done, because just having that makes it really all come together. I'm so glad that you all joined me today and kind of hung out as I chatted about the value of a homemaker, which is invaluable, and as I did some homemaking tasks around my house. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you will see more videos like this. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you again soon.